We are now just about 15 hours away from kickoff in London between the Bills and the Jaguars, and just this afternoon, the team activated Von Miller from the injury list, making him eligible to play for the first time since last Thanksgiving. But before we talk about the game itself a bit later in sports, our sports director Adam Benini in London with a closer look at how the new Bills Stadium took some ideas from the facility that they're playing in tomorrow.
Well, what's truly interesting is that this stadium, Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, inside of Sunday's game, was the first stadium that the Pegulas and the Pegula Sports and Entertainment design team actually visited when they began to envision and began the design process for the new Highmark Stadium, the one that's being built now at Orchard Park and due to open in 2026. We had the opportunity to talk with two members of that team.
We were blown away, literally. It's a tremendous facility.
I vividly remember walking out on the field for the first time in Tottenham saying, I understand why they wanted us to come here, right? This feels like everything we've been talking about.
What are some of the things that stood out to you and that you directly or indirectly or in some way incorporated into the design of the new one?
It's a striking exterior. That's something that we're trying to incorporate here. And then the nature of the bowl itself is called a stacked design, right? So existing Highmark, some of these stadiums kind of grow. They're massive. The seats, everything is just closer as you stack the design up. There's really just great sight lines, great seating. Terry's been quoted as saying, I went to the worst seat, and that worst seat's pretty good, and he was right.
And the canopy too, right? It's going to be similar, not exact.
So yeah, just the idea of having some covering over portions of the fans to give you some, cover from not only the elements, but not only wind, rain, and snow, but also the sun. I think what's kind of cool about going back this week, now that we've gone through 18 months of design and we've kind of got a stadium that we know what our new stadium's going to look like, I want to walk on that field and just remind myself what that felt like the first time we stepped out there.
And while they've been here to this stadium prior, Sunday's game will be the first actual event experience that they've had, which stands to further impact what will happen in Buffalo and Western New York and the new Highmark Stadium for decades into the future. At Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in London, Adam Benini, Channel 2 Sports.